Hey, welcome in, beautiful heart. All right, let's dive into today's energy. Whew, holy moly, guys. Um, the energy has been, yes, intense, but it's been not even a mixed bag. Not sure if you guys are feeling it this way or not. Let me know in the comments. I noticed, Friday and Saturday, um, in my normal, happy go lucky, great mood, nothing wrong. And then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, wanting to be irritated or frustrated. And with this timeline jump, with this, energy jump, the upgrades, all of that, what we need to stay out of is frustration. Number one, frustration is a really, really sneaky self-betrayal type of energy or self-sabotage. Why do I say that? Because you might not think that frustration is a heavy energy or one that can really have you sliding down, from your high-flying disc, so to speak, this 5D energy here. Even just a little smidge of frustration is going to take you from here to here in no time. What you know what I always say: be the scientist studying the monkey. Study yourself. Study your altered ego, because it doesn't get upgrades. It's not doing anything new. There is nothing going on in your inner dialogue or in your experiences regarding monkey mind altered ego that should surprise you at this stage. Why? Because now you know it's a program. It's not getting updates. As a matter of fact, it is running such an old program that it's stuck in a loop. And you'll notice this because you get triggered. Something happens, and you're in your head in the story of, you weren't chosen, this person did this, whatever the story is. That the more you focus or tell yourself that story, entertain it, next thing you know, you're believing it. Guys, how long have you been going through that cycle? Something else that could be coming up, it's really interesting, the energy I'm picking up on right now, distractions. Kind of hard to stay on track or keep with a thought. There's an energy of not like wanting to just stop. Like turn off the video, for example, turn off the video and just go, oh my gosh, I'm all over the place, not honing in on the energy. Who's going to listen? This isn't going to make sense. Be aware of that. If that's coming up for you, like I said, it's coming in these waves. But what that really is, yes, it's distraction, but it's also what has kept you from showing up for you. Okay? It's at the root of this. Let's just keep it real. It's judgment. You're judging yourself. Stop it. Stop it. If you're hanging out over here with me, there's no room for judgment. and not judgment towards other people. By all means, there's no room for that bullshit here. But more so, there's no room for judgment with you judging you. That's really what I wanted to talk about today. And so pay attention to what's going on in between your ears here. What is going on? What is this dialogue? Because what I'm picking up on, you are getting triggered by things, people, and these triggers are things you've already worked through, okay? So if you're watching this video and you haven't done the inner work, you haven't worked on these triggers, you're still super emotionally reactive in victimhood of, oh, this person did this person didn't choose me, I'm not worthy, or, if it has to do with finances, whatever the story, what is the judgment? Because I'm picking up on that. How are you judging yourself? I'm speaking to somebody, move that. I'm like, what is that? Sorry. Speaking to somebody who's very creative. But you don't think you are, or you don't think you're fully creative. Why? Because you're judging yourself. You're somebody that whatever you're creating, whatever you do, you get compliments on it. But the first thing out of your mouth is, oh, thank you, but stop the buts. The only butt you should have is your ass, the one attached to your spine. Any other types of butts, get them out of your vocabulary. Why? Because you're up here, you're receiving a compliment. Soon as you go, yeah, but, there you go. You just judged yourself. Why? Because what's coming after that butt? You immediately think of the things you don't like about what you created, or maybe you haven't finished it yet, or you want to change it so you don't think it's okay. Nobody else knows that. Nobody knows. They're looking at what you created and they are genuinely giving you a compliment because they like it. It touched them. Receive it. Why aren't you receiving your heart's desire? Why aren't you receiving what you're wanting to manifest? Well, if you're still here listening to me ramble, then it's because you're secretly, subconsciously judging yourself. So let's talk about that shit today. Because look, especially those of you who have religion in your background. And again, I always have to, put this in context. If you are still in religion and you are getting something out of that, it is feeding your soul, it is helping you, that's great. Then that's for you. That is not for me. I speak from a place of, I was an ordained pastor. Technically, I still am. I just don't practice in religion at all because religion is the problem. It's an organ, and I don't care what religion it is. Organized religion is man-made rules. Organized religion, yeah, it has a purpose. What does it teach? Judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame, and shame. We can even throw gossip in there, but I talk about the 5 human habits and how to overcome them, how to get out of them, because they are designed to keep you from truth, to keep you from authenticity. And when I speak about truth, I'm speaking about Your truth can be very different than my truth, and that's okay. Okay? I'm not here trying to convert you to anything, to get you to believe anything. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to hold the light, to hold the love, to send that out, to share, to let you know there's another way, to let you know you are love. You are the I am presence. What is the name of God? I am. It's the same. What I am here to share, teach, provoke. I'm definitely here to provoke. I want to provoke you. But I want to provoke you to look at all of your beliefs. Every single one of them. I don't care what the belief is. I want you to look at them. I want that after you've listened to me in whatever form, that you start questioning what you believe. Because one thing I've discovered in my journey, and I have been on this awakening journey decades. If you don't know my story, there's links in the description box. You can, go to my website, whatever. You can find my story out there. Point is, I was sold out for God. Totally was. I still am. Okay? I still am. But what religion taught me was to look outside of myself, to look for validation outside of myself, to judge myself because there's somebody, in the sky judging me, and based on whose ever religion, belief, or philosophy that I'm subscribing to will possibly determine if I get into heaven or not. Point I'm trying to make is I learned judgment, the 5 human habits: judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame, and shame. And when we learn those, we do those to ourselves first. Why? What did we pick up in childhood that, we didn't know what we didn't know, but what did we pick up? We picked up the 5 human habits, guys. So now when we start to awaken, what do we got to address? The 5 human habits, because they will absolutely keep you stuck. They are so low vibration. There is no God or entity out there judging you, condemning you, blaming or shaming you. So if God's not doing it, who's doing it? The wounded version of you. Altered ego. Monkey mind. That's its programming. And if you don't address it, you don't look at it by looking at everything you believe, because a belief is a thought that you keep telling yourself or thinking until you decide it's a belief. The good news is you can choose at any time to not believe it anymore. In case you didn't know, most of us, until we go through this whole awakening and we look at our fears and we get to the other side, make decisions from our childhood self. And before you go, what the hell are you saying? Hear me out. Hear me out. So, remember back when you were younger and you'd get in trouble, whatever you did. An adult yells at you, you get punished, you get sent to your room to think about it, whatever, okay? What are you doing in the room while you're sitting there thinking about it? There is a story playing out. If you're anything like me, I would be crying, sobbing, and might be mad at my parents or whoever, but quickly that turns around and I'm next thing you know, you're so stupid. Why did you do this? Why? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So that programming, that's what I'm talking about. That programming got written on your cells and it stays there. We are a multi-body system. Okay, guys, I really had all the intentions to do a reading, but apparently this is what we're doing. So let me drop some education on you. I do have some cards and we'll go through there. So just, if this is meant for you, you're jiving with me. If it's not meant for you, I probably triggered you, pissed you off by now. I don't know, whatever. But hey, if I triggered you, sending you oceans of love because we're all mirrors to each other. So stick around. Stick around. You might end up healing yourself. You never know. So that's what happened with me. Wanted to prove a point, ended up healing my body, healing my life. My life today, what you see today, I definitely do not look like the shit I went through. Absolutely not. My life was so different. So yeah, aside from my education, let's just forget about that, okay? Forget about that. I've walked this walk. I've looked at the fear. I've looked at the beliefs. I've fought through altered ego. I know altered ego's tricks. So I wrote the book on altered ego and how to, make altered ego your friend, not your enemy. Anyways, I'm sure there's a bunch of little trails right there that I could continue on with and educate you on. But y'all know I'm also neurospicy and there is so much energy coming in. There's so many different legs of this energy I want to grab onto and talk to. Well, definitely really be all over the place. That's more for like a live. And I do want to start doing lives. So, let me know. You want to see me live? You want to get a reading from me live? Then drop it in the comments. And we can make it happen. But point being, what you feel, you make real. That is my motto over here in YCal land. What you feel, you make real. You hang out with me for any amount of time, you're always going to hear me say, what are you feeling? How does that make you feel? And then I'm not just going to leave you there, especially if you're in a lower flying disc or, this is making you feel like crap or unworthy or whatever. Oh, hell no, we're not sitting in that. No, we're going to work through that. And I'm going to give you the tips, the tricks, the way to speak back or to talk to altered ego. Because here's the thing. Altered ego is a program. It's a frequency of vibration. And it was created to keep you playing small, to keep you in the matrix, to keep you in that survival mode. Incoming cheat code, guys, you are an I am creator being. You are a spirit in a body having a human experience. The matrix felt so uncomfortable for you because you were never meant to hang out in there for a very long time. Being that I am creator presence, you wanted to see what would being a creator being in a physical body having a human experience, what would that be like to create things? And then we, show up here and bam, we're in the Matrix. The Matrix is a hologram. It's not real. I know it feels so real, and this may sound crazy to you, but for those of you that have been with me a while and have put this to work in your own life, you know it's true. And you know that your thoughts and your feelings, put those together, you have a thought form. That is the recipe to manifest what you want. So you send that out, you have a thought and a feeling. The strongest feeling is what is going to go and magnetize to you what you want. Yes, I'm teaching you metaphysics. I am explaining universal laws, the laws of manifestation. It's not woo-woo. It's not demonic. It's not fake. None of that. It's just, you can't take a matrix education and make sense of it, so to speak. Here's the thing. If you're at a place in life where you have more experience in manifesting what you don't want, just know there's another side of that coin. The same energy that it takes to manifest what you don't want is the same to manifest what you do want. Where's the disconnect? It's in you. It's in your thoughts. It's in your doubts, and it's in your beliefs. How many of you send out that rocket of desire or whatever you want to manifest, and I use the analogy of the restaurant. You go to a restaurant, you place your order. The universe is the cosmic restaurant. Whatever you want to manifest, you go and place your order. But if you're at a restaurant, you place that order, are you up there every 5-10 minutes back to the chef? Where's my meal? What are you doing? What's this? What's that? No, you sit and you wait. You put in the order. You know it is going to come to you when the food is done. If you ordered chicken, you don't want raw chicken, right? You have patience to let the chef do what he's got to do to make sure that chicken is the right temperature so that when it gets to you, you don't get sick. Why are you running to the chef or the universe and running around 10 minutes, hour later, whatever? Somebody asks you about something that you want to manifest or whatever, and the words that come out of your mouth show doubt. Doubt is poison to your manifestation. Doubt is the nefarious stepchild of fear. Fear is what's keeping you from living your best life. Yeah, I had the choice to stay in fear, to stay small and not elevate. That was an absolute choice. But guess what? I had been living that way for decades. I didn't want to live that way anymore. When my whole body was breaking down and everything hurt, I couldn't move. The doctors were just saying, look, the best you can do is, treat your symptoms. You're not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. I had a choice. I could believe it, or I could say, that's not my truth. That is not my story. That's what I did. Now, again, it's not an easy path. You know that. You're walking it, right? But here's the thing. I didn't care if those closest to me or my family thought I was crazy. I didn't care if the doctors thought I was crazy. Why? Something inside of me knew there was truth there. and I was going to prove it. I even told one of my specialists, I said, look, what you're doing, this is your practice, right? I don't mean to offend. I don't mean to be rude. I know you're going by theory and studies and things like that. That's great. But you don't know me. You really don't know my body. So if what you're saying is this is the best I can do is just be on all these medications and just manage the symptoms, that's fine. But I'm refusing to believe that. That is not my truth. I will be back and I will prove my truth to you. My body will be healed. I'm not going out like this. This happened, I was in my early 30s. So I was not going to go out like that. I was not going to live my life bedridden and a miserable mess. I just wasn't. Now, did I have facts and proof of any of the things I was saying? No. But I knew, because how I felt, that when I would focus on the pain and I would wake up in the morning and just be like, oh my gosh, this hurts, that hurts, this hurts. Oh, I feel horrible, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? I absolutely did. My body was like, yeah, this sucks, da, da, da. At some point I had an epiphany and I went, wait a minute, wait. Going back to like 6th or 7th grade science, wait a minute, cells have memory. Cells regenerate every day. I just went, holy shit. If cells have memory and they regenerate, they have a memory of before my autoimmune diseases started to kick in. So I'm going to put this shit to the test. So I started talking to my cells. In the morning I would wake up. I had a choice. I could align with the pain and the manifestation of what was happening, or I could speak my truth. That's what I chose to do. I'd wake up in the morning. Yeah, my body would hurt. It might take me 10 minutes to get out of the bed and another 10 minutes to, walk a few hundred feet. About 100 feet. But that's not what I was telling myself. I woke up and went, I'm grateful that today I'm not in as much pain. I am grateful today that I feel better. I didn't go and say, I'm healed. No. Baby steps, honey, baby steps. Because here's the thing. The negative story where you're not, abundant or healed or whatever has had years of history in your cells. Okay? And it's been playing out and playing out. You're not going to override it overnight. It's at that subconscious level. And here's the thing. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between fact or fiction. So it only knows what you keep telling it. The most emotionally charged thought and feeling is what you're going to manifest. So you got to chip away at it. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it gets hard. So this is a lifestyle change. You're in it for the long haul. This is not any Cinderella bippity boppity boo thing that's just going to happen like that. What is going to happen is you're going to gain, if you stay consistent, consistency breeds momentum. And you're going to keep doing it. You're rewriting that subconscious programming. Remember, it doesn't know fact or fiction. It only knows what you keep telling it. You keep telling it, your body is healed, your body is this, blah, blah, blah. It is going to go and seek out and magnetize to you more things, people, and experiences to validate that. just like it's been validating the other story. It really is up to you. Your job after planting the manifestation seeds is to water it, water the seed, and let it hit the sunshine. The sunshine or the light is your thoughts and your feelings. What are you speaking over that seed of manifestation? Can't plant that seed of manifestation and then be like, oh my God, this hurts. Oh, it's worse today. But hey, that may be what's going on. But if that's not what you don't want, don't talk about it. Zip your lip. Shut up. Say something different. And I know it's going to feel weird, but you got to stick to it. Okay? And then when you least expect it, you're going to wake up one day and all of that time and effort watering the seed, giving your light and love to that seed, you're going to wake up and you're going to be living in that new body, in that manifestation. That's what happened to me. You know, when it seemed like my body wasn't listening, or it would double down and hurt really bad, or something else would happen, you know, whatever, I doubled down. I talked to my body even more. I started talking to everything I put into my body and qualifying the energy of it. And then one day, I woke up. I went to bed a size 18. I woke up a size 6. I know. Kind of hard for me to believe it, and I lived it. But I did. I woke up and I, started walking to the bathroom, and my clothes fell off. I'm like, what the hell is happening? I look in the mirror and I scream because I was like, whoa. And I know that sounds like way out there. It's really not. That's just my life. My life is that way. Why? Because I'm radical that way. But just like, think of bamboo, okay? If you don't know about bamboo or how bamboo grows, Brother Google is your friend. Ask Brother Google to tell you about it. But basically, bamboo gets planted. It takes a long time for it to sprout up out of the soil so you can see it. But once it sprouts, it grows super fast. This is the same thing. You are overriding years and years and years of shitty inner talk, shitty beliefs, beating yourself up, all of those things. So it's going to take consistency and momentum to get past that. But you are the bamboo. And one day, your manifestation is going to pop up. And poof, you're going to be off and running. Why? Because you get that manifestation, you're going to want another one. You're going to want more. There's nothing wrong with that. You should absolutely want more. That's why you're here. You're here to remember who you authentically are. You're here to remember the universal laws. The matrix was so uncomfortable for you. You were the black sheep in your family. You've gone through all kinds of hell and betrayal from those closest to you that most of your friends can't even fathom or understand. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because you're different, absolutely. But it's because you're here for a purpose. You had to go through the matrix. You had to find your way out of it. The way out of it is through your cells, through your fear, through overriding these beliefs. Beware of altered ego traps. Those are like hidden minefields from, wars centuries ago that you don't even know are there. And usually it's too late and then you realize it. Altered ego traps happen in here. It's in your thoughts and it's in your beliefs. It's in the story you keep telling yourself. So if you're looking outside of yourself for validation or for somebody's love or to get your bills paid, whatever it is, you're going to stay in that hamster wheel of lack, of not having. Why? Because you're trying to manifest from a vibration of not having. Remember I said your feelings magnetize to you exactly what you're feeling or that feeling or greater? It's a universal law. So watch what you're saying, watch what you're thinking and feeling. You don't like where you're at right now, you and only you can change it. When you start changing that inner dialogue, how you talk to yourself, you're setting that foundation and a blueprint for how everybody else can talk to you. It does start with you. And the way out is through. Okay? For those of you who are still here and dealing with a narcissist or have narcissistic abuse in your past, you know the narcissist more than they do. This is where you choose you and your inner story first. A lot of that shitty talk and beliefs about yourself is projected energy from a past narcissist. That's why you're still attracting them. Change your story, change your thoughts about yourself. The dynamic's going to change. Here's the thing. You can't use 3D words with the narcissist. You don't need to tell them everything you're doing. What you need to do is stop believing the lies. Because a narcissist is never going to tell you the truth. That's not their MO. Their MO is to trigger you and pull you down. How do they do that? By your reactions. The more you talk, the more information you're giving them to pull you down. Stop talking. Don't respond. Do not try to explain where you're coming from to get the narcissist to understand. They don't want to understand. Honey, they're committed to misunderstanding you. There's power in silence. I left a 15-year marriage with a covert narcissist. How? I got silent. I didn't play into it anymore. And then I realized, wait a minute. Now that I've met myself and I'm loving on myself, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. The fog is gone. Do y'all know about narcissistic fog? Yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing. And the moment they start talking, the fog comes out because they operate. That's how they operate. Fear, oppression, gaslighting, guilt. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, you already know what you need to do to flip that dynamic on its head. You just might not remember, but it's do not react, do not engage. Because a narcissist doesn't care about your truth. They're not trying to understand you by any means. They're trying to control you out of fear, okay? So zip your lip. Don't go to the buffet. The buffet of word salad of, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. Because again, remember, they want to trigger fear in you. They want to control. And here's the thing. I'm not here to bash narcissists. No, they need love. They need love and understanding, but they're not at a place where they can receive it by you just giving it. No, it has to be a game. So that's why I'm saying you've got to do what's right for you so you stay safe, all of that. Take all of that into consideration. But if you are in narcissistic separation, you don't have to respond in a way that, because here's the thing, the narcissist will set it up to trigger you. And the way they want to trigger you is for you to either over-explain or attack them so then they can attack back, make you look like the crazy one, you know, all of you know, okay? Silence can't be misquoted. So, it is a power shift. It's a dynamic. But you do not, well, I don't want to say you do not. Here, people pleasing, that is not love. That is out of fear. Fear of rejection and abandonment. As I've been talking about this month, fear, rejection and abandonment really isn't about anybody outside of you. It's you abandoning and rejecting yourself. Before you go, Danae, what are you talking about? Remember, we talked about judgment. We started this about judgment. Yeah. You judging yourself. You're rejecting yourself. You're abandoning yourself. Why? Because you believe you need that outside validation. This is where parenting your own inner child comes in. You're an adult now. You know, you've evolved from, you know, your 6-7-year-old self. So now is the time that you get to make those choices and you get to go within, and all the parts of you, especially the ones that you reject, you don't like, you try to hide, you don't want people to see, that's where you're rejecting and abandoning yourself, because that's still a part of you. Those are the parts that you need to gather up and love. So if you've gotten anything out of this today, start there. Start accepting all of you where you're at and love on you. Then check yourself with that inner dialogue. Make sure that it's full of love and grace. Make sure that inner dialogue, you're talking to yourself like you would talk to your best friend who is going through it. Okay? All right, guys. Well, that's what I have today, apparently. Hope you got something out of it. All right, guys. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.